Being alone in your 30s is a great spot to be in, right? And I see a lot of people, wanting to fit in with the crowd, wanting to find a relationship or get married or have kids. And, I just think, why? Why, if you have nothing to give back, why are you looking for a relationship or kids or a group to fit in with? Because being alone is the best thing for you, and you can really take the period of loneliness that you're in and create something great, right? And when you're in a period of loneliness in your life, it is the universe, it's God, it's whatever you want to call it, giving you a chance to rebuild yourself, become something new, to build something and give the world a piece of yourself back, And I really saw this in my life in the past couple years where I felt like I struggled to fit in everywhere and I wanted to kind of fill the void of sadness with like relationships or with, going out and partying and all of this. And really, when I finally listened to the universe and just said, hey, I'm taking this period of solitude to work on myself, I'm finally seeing so many of the results I've always wanted, right? Results in my self confidence, results in my finances, right? Results in relationships, and so the best way to play the game is to not play at all, right? And so what I mean by that is the game of society, right? All of us want to fit in so badly that we just overlook the work that we can do ourselves to really redefine ourselves and really make an impact on this world, and so if you've made it to your 30s, single, without any big commitments, you are already winning, man. And if you really think about people in their 30s, people going to their 40s, really successful people, people like actors or, some of these big business owners, a lot of them really don't see success until their late 30s, their 40s, and so now is the time to put in the work, right? If you are alone without commitments in your 30s, it is that time to start, guys. You know, you only have up to go, right? And I think a lot of us forget that, like, a lot of people really don't have our best interest in mind. A lot of us want to fit in, like with coworkers, like, oh, I want to be a part of this thing that, everyone's going out to, or maybe I want to go out to happy hour with my coworkers. And, really, coworkers don't really have your best thought in mind, right? We really just want to fit into the group so bad that we overlook our own best interest. Same thing with friends, right? Sometimes we're just hanging out with friends because we don't want to feel alone, right? And so you really owe it to yourself in your 30s. If you're just entering your 30s, if you're in your late 20s and you're feeling alone, you're feeling like you don't fit in somewhere, now's the time to put in that work, guys. Number one is always, you can always work on your fitness. That is always going to be the best return on investment. But you also want to start doing any projects, right? Like if you want to start a business, or if you want to um, I don't know, if you want to start a new hobby or get into something, right? Now is the time to build that up, right? If you want to do social media, right, you just got to start doing it, and put in that work, right? And just start posting, right? And make mistakes, right? I think a lot of us are afraid to make mistakes, because we look silly. But at the end of the day, you already look silly to a lot of these people, right? And they're not going to tell you that to your face, right? So, you know, again, if you're entering your 30s but on your own, alone, this is the best time, guys. And you know what? You need to take this time to build yourself up, become something new, and take that chance, and become something different, right? Um, And kind of a side note also, just being alone is awesome, guys. Once you really master being alone, like I love being alone now, right? I get to do whatever I want, read whatever I want. I get to cook whatever I want. I just am so chill, guys. It's the best. It's the best time I have now is the time that I have by myself. And once you reach that level of being able to just sit with yourself, anything is possible, man. Literally anything is possible, right? Because you're unstoppable and you're not bound by these like social chains that we all are bound by, right? You literally escape the matrix when you can be alone by yourself because you're no longer playing by the rules. And nothing can stop you, right? Think about like all the corporations and all the like companies that try to sell you stuff so that you won't feel alone, right? And if you can just master being alone, with your own thoughts in your own place, doing your own thing, you break free. They can no longer hold you down by, needing to buy these, drugs or needing to hang out with people or needing to date, right? Or needing to drink alcohol or just needing things, right? You don't need anything anymore other than yourself, right? You still need money, I guess, right? You always need money, but you don't need a lot when you're alone, right? You're not taking care of anyone. You don't have kids, so you can make it work, guys. But basically, that is the point of this video, man. If you're alone, if you're feeling alone, if you're entering your 30s, if you're in your early 30s and you're alone, this is the best time to build something, and this is the best time to be alone, be single in your 30s, and create something, guys. So take that chance, right? And if you like the video, leave a like, subscribe for more, and I'll catch you all on the next one. Thanks, y'all.